What's up, everybody? Welcome everybody back to a brand new video. In today's video, we are going to be making a tier list of every single one of Cubecraft's games. We're going to be rating them from A tier to D tier. But first I want to talk about how I got the idea for this video. So I don't know if you know this guy named PotatoPie25 on YouTube. But anyways, he's a Hive main YouTuber, but he makes some Cubecraft videos once in a while. And he actually made his own tier list of every single Cubecraft game. But you see, he doesn't, how do you say exactly, play Cubecraft? So, not gonna lie, quite a lot of people disagreed with almost every single one of the things he rated the games. Oh yeah, that's a bit of an exaggeration. But the tier list wasn't exactly on par. So I decided to try and take the matter into my own hands and make a tier list of Cubecraft games based on an actual Cubecraft player's perspective. This is gonna be super fun. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get straight to it. Alright, let's start off with our first game. I think we're gonna start off with Parkour. So obviously there's two Parkour game modes. There's Parkour, and Hardcore Parkour. Okay, competitive Parkour, basically you just go up against somebody else. And first person to the end of the Parkour thing wins. I believe there is actually a competitive Parkour community. Obviously it isn't that big, but there is one. And my opponent already left. What? Okay, I was gonna talk about that later, but I guess I'll talk about it now. The biggest issue with competitive parkour is, everybody is so easy to beat. I'm pretty sure there's no, platform-based matchmaking or anything when it comes to parkour, so I'm probably going up against, like, mobile players who have to use 2 thumbs, whereas I'm using my wrist and all my arms. So, I guess putting me as a PC player gives a slight, you know, just a slight advantage. But that's the players. And see, the problem with Potato Pie's tier list is he actually was voting a lot of games mostly just based on the players in the games. So rather than that, let's just say that I was up against a good player. How would this game be? Personally, I think the games would be very sweaty, very competitive, and very fun. There's only a limited amount of parkour maps, but all the ones that there are very well made. I think parkour is definitely a good game mode to play once in a while if you want to try and warm up for things, but honestly, I'm not personally the type of person that would play parkour day and night trying to grind. This doesn't exactly capture my attention span for more than about 30 minutes. But at least it's a well-made game. How far back is my opponent? Okay, he was nowhere near. Okay. Alright, so here it comes. Now is the time. I will take out the tier list. Here it is. Alright, let's figure it out. What are we gonna place parkour as? So this is parkour. I also don't know why the tier list has 2 D tiers. I guess I'll just change this to, Okay, there we go. Perfect. Alright, parkour. It's definitely not an A tier. Like I said, it's a good warm-up game, but it can't really capture my attention for more than 30 minutes. But it is a well-made game. I think I'm gonna put it as either high C or low B tier. I don't want to have it in the bottom half of the games, but it definitely doesn't beat the top half. So for now, I'm gonna be putting it at C tier. But depending on how the other games roll out, we might move it up to B. Alright, and that concludes the first vote. Parkour was voted out. That's kind of sus. Alright, on to our next game. I think the next game I'm going to play is Battle Arena. So this is a bit of a special one because Battle Arena is really a 50-50 thing because it's 2 very different games. First one is Free For All, which is a chaotic, like I think 50-player map or something where everyone brawls for win streaks or something. And then Duels is simply Duels. But since Free For All seems to have more content, I think I'm going to go do that for this video. Alright, so what's cool about free-for-all is everybody gets to choose their own specific kit they would like to play with. I'm not going to go through every kit because this isn't a review video, this is a tier list video. But personally, I prefer the wizard kit. I like the wizard kit because it oh my goodness, I just poisoned myself. I find the wizard kit to be well-rounded. It gives you decent defense, but also really good offense with the strength boost. This person looks very sad. Let's put him out of his misery. No, don't run away from me. What are you doing? Alright. Hello there, other wizard kit. There is no escaping me. Did he actually hit that? That's cool. Too bad, though. Personally, I find it very fun to play FFA. But once again, this isn't a game I'll play for more than about an hour at a time, because obviously it gets a bit repetitive. It's just basically a brawl for win streaks that never ends. Ow, holy cripple, dude, chill. There's a guy there. Hold on. Oh, watch this. Oh! And he's running. Okay. Though not everybody in FFA is exactly the best player, and you won't have very many sweaty battles, there can be sweaty battles. Usually just find the people who are talking in chat, and then try and fight them, and you'll have a decent fight. Yeah, I don't really think there's much else to say. I think based on what kit you choose is really up to kind of the person that's choosing the kit. I like Wizard Kit because I can easily run away from battles and heal myself, meaning I'll easily win battles in case I get 3v1. But yeah, the maps are fun to play on, and honestly this is kind of some people's thing. They just want endless PvP, forever and ever. Well, personally I think I've seen enough of that, and it is time for voting. Alright, so Battle Arena rank. Let's see, where do we vote this? Battle Arena is a good game, but it's definitely not one of Cubecraft's best games. I wasn't able to talk much about duels, but duels is also very good for if you want to 1v1 your friends. It may not be exactly my kind of cake. It is a lot of people's favorite thing to play. I know a lot of duel mains. So I'm gonna put this in about mid B tier for now. Battle Arena is great for warming up, or playing, or making kill streaks. It may get boring after a while, but it's definitely something that I will log on to Cubecraft and play once in a while. Alright, so there we have it. Let's move on to the next game. I guess I had to do this game at some point. Welcome to Lucky Blocks. Lucky Blocks has 2 modes, solos and teams of 4, and I'm honestly quite surprised how many players teams of 4 has. That's actually kind of scary. So, not gonna lie, I'm not really too sure how to— oh my gosh, why? I'm not exactly too sure how to rate Lucky Blocks. I mean, it's Lucky Blocks. There's not much else to say about it. What the heck is this? Personally, I have honestly never heard of a Lucky Blocks main. I guess if you just want to have chaotic fun, where nor skill, nor anything really will determine who will win the games, Lucky Blocks is definitely a go-to game for that. It's basically so chaotic that the winner is usually just kind of, you know, lucky. Okay, listen, you need to chill out a little bit. Are you, like, trapping in Lucky Blocks or something? Okay, you know what? You can stay in there with that blaze. Alright, well, like I said at the beginning, I don't really know what to say about Lucky Blocks. Lucky Blocks is, Lucky Blocks. Ta-da! Okay, but in all seriousness, Lucky Blocks is probably like a mid to low C tier. To be honest, I really don't know what the heck to rate this thing. So, it's the middle of the middle. Alright, I think it's time. Next game we're gonna play is Skywars. Skywars is obviously one of Cubecraft's more well-rounded games. There's a ton of Skywars mains, obviously, and a lot of people who play this game regularly. It's also one of the games with the most content and maps and game modes, including whatever that is. And yeah, Skywars is apparently also supposed to get an update pretty soon, which is super epic. It has 3 modes you can vote from. Almost every game mode in Skywars has a ton of maps. I guess except for Teams of 4. Teams of 4 is kind of like the ugly cousin of them all, whatever you call that. Ugly duckling, not cousin. Yeah, Skywars is Skywars, though. Cubecraft is, honestly, my opinion, of course, the best Skywars game mode out of all the Skywars game modes. It most accurately reflects what Skywars is supposed to be. I think almost every other server, honestly, has, like, their own kind of twists on it, and not all of them exactly work. But yeah, if you want a good, smooth Skywars game to play, Cubecraft Skywars is definitely your one. The only other smooth Skywars game is Hive Skywars, but let's all be honest, that's Lucky Blocks, not Skywars. You will generally find a lot more players who actually know how to PvP in Skywars. I also find the 3 different game modes are really nice. Obviously, this is normal items. Overpowered items is also pretty fun, but the battles can take quite a lot longer. But also, at least everyone is usually always guaranteed good loot. That way it's slightly less skill-based. Or, that way it's slightly less luck-based. This guy is hiding in the floor. Fall in. Okay, there we go. And not only is Skywars Solos really fun, but my second favorite is obviously Skywars Teams of 2. Teams of 2, I'm pretty sure, is the second sweatiest, if not probably even sweatier than Solos. So yeah, that's pretty much Skywars. Let's get rating. Alright, so here is Skywars. Honestly, probably Cubecraft's second most famous game mode, their most well-rounded game mode, and definitely most well-known. Every server has to have a Skywars game mode, and out of all the featured servers, Cubecraft has by far the best one. At least what accurately represents the Skywars game mode, so this is going to be an A tier. Alright, perfect. Let's get going again. Okay, listen. Minerware, apart from Lucky Blocks, is probably the most controversial on this list. I know I could meme it and give, like, Minerware its own tier, or say it's really, really bad, but I'm gonna try and give this an honest review. So, yeah, Minerware is basically just a whole bunch of party games. Kinda like Simon Says sort of thing. And the person who does all the quests successfully, or the one that gets the most quests done successfully, wins the game. I know that, oh shoot, okay. I'm gonna get the first hit. Oh, pain! This game is not only pretty fun to play on your own, I know it's gonna sound kinda cringy, but for a while I was actually really into playing Minerware when I first started playing Cubecraft. Okay, get. You're the one that got me last time, so I'm just gonna... Oh, you pleb! Come on. Okay, I made it. This is funny. I was gonna talk about how usually these games aren't sweaty, but these players actually seem to kinda know what they're doing. What the heck is this? Oh. Oh, okay, well, okay, that's cool. This is also a really fun game to play if you have a big party, and you're all in a voice chat with each other, with, like, some IRL friends. So it can get pretty chaotic with, you know, everybody going up against each other and things. It's always really fun. Okay, that's fine. Personally, I think the mini-games have a little bit too much time, but it's to account for the mobile players who have like a 30-second delay for anything that's given to them. 2 greater than 1. No. 4 out of 11 people got that! Oh my god! Despite these games moving slightly slow though, usually they're really fun to play. I believe this is... I could be wrong, but I think this is one of Cubecraft's, like, first game modes, like, when they first came out as, like, a server on Java. Or at least one of their most famous ones when it first came out. Oh, you Alright, well there we have it. Second place. I will actually take that. Once again, this is also one of Cubecraft's more well-rounded games. They've definitely put a lot of time and effort into this game. It's pretty original, with a lot of awesome mini-games. It's super fun to play with friends. Personally, I think I'd put this at about low B tier, if I'm being honest. I know Minerware doesn't exactly have a competitive community around it, but it's not a game that's also, like, completely forgotten. Awesome, well, let's get on to the next game. So, Survival Games is pretty interesting, because this is actually Cubecraft's least famous game mode. As you can see, Solos only has 185 people playing it, and Teams of 2 has 200. Whereas other minigames we've played, such as, like, Lucky Blocks and stuff, have had over 1,000 people. Last time Survival Games got an update, though, they did add, different types of items, basic, normal, and overpowered, which is pretty cool. Obviously, though, that update was now, like, 1.5 years ago, though. So, I think that Survival Games is definitely due for an update. Also, something I find extremely funny is the animals fight back for some reason. What? Like, look, even the sheep's gonna start attacking. Oh my gosh, killer sheep! I have no clue how that even happened, or I wonder if that's on purpose. Anyway, Survival Games, is honestly a very OG multiplayer server minigame. It's also very famous. A lot of servers will have it, even though it's not exactly the most popular game mode anymore, like Skywars or Bedwars game mode. Okay, there's 3 people fighting in this house. Should I come for the clean? Goodbye. Survival games is a pretty, you know, OG kind of game mode, like I already said. A lot of servers have them. But I also think that Cubecraft's at the moment is not anywhere near its full potential. Though this is their least famous game mode, I do believe that it has a ton of potential. It just needs one really big, nice update. Just because it has the lowest player count does not mean it is anywhere near being its worst game mode. I think it's just that people have gotten bored of it. It got old and repetitive. There's also some minor issues with it, such as I personally feel the maps are slightly too big, and the border is obviously very, very buggy. Okay, so this is the border. It's like, it kind of shows up when you get near it, which I think is a cool idea, but when you get, like, stuck in it, you get, like, really stuck, like, your player movement gets really buggy and things like that. What the heck? I think that if survival game is gonna update, it really needs a border update, because this border is just really buggy and broken. I also think that the borders should move just a bit faster, because games can take pretty long. The last people will always be hiding somewhere, or just generally hard to find. Alright, GG. So, survival games. Like I said, this game is not Cubecraft's worst game mode, even though it is their least popular. I just think that it really needs a nice update that'll add some twists and new kind of things. It's kind of like in the situation Hive survival games was in. It was kind of slowly dying and getting repetitive, but then it was added some new things like some loot drops and some special kind of compasses and boom boxes and a whole bunch of different things just to add like twists and kind of uniqueness to it. And that made it fun again and people started playing it more often. I think that the same thing is going to have to happen for Cubecraft survival games if it wants to be revived. So I'm putting this as a low B tier. I don't think it's bad enough to be a C tier. I honestly think that if it gets a really unique kind of update, it could be high B, maybe even low A tier. But simply because it's kind of gone stale and it's been a year and a half of the exact same game mode with no updates, people have lost interest in it and it is where it is now. But yeah, hopefully in the future, maybe Cubecraft will come out with a nice update for it. That'd be cool. Alright, I think because everybody knows what this is going to be rated, I'll play a game of EggWars. So, I think it's pretty obvious, you know what I'm gonna rate EggWars. And I'm gonna say this, I'm not rating EggWars as I'm gonna rate it, simply because I'm an EggWars main. I'll try and kind of make EggWars as an actual kind of critical, logical debate sort of thing, so that I'm not just like, EggWars the best game mode because it is. But yeah, EggWars is obviously Cubecraft's most famous, most well-rounded, and personally most fun game mode. EggWars is actually older than Hypixel Bedwars. Hypixel actually got the idea from Cubecraft and made Bedwars, which ended up becoming more famous than EggWars. But basically, EggWars is... Hold on, what the heck is that? Unknown string in chat. Okay. We've got a dream stand at middle. Come here. Come here. Be gone. Turn into points. Okay, well it looks like egg break messages are broken today. It's showing up as unknown string. Not really sure why that's happened, but that's always cool. Okay. Anyways, basically, Cubecraft, EggWars, it'd honestly take a really long time to explain how this game mode works and what makes it so unique. But it's just that it's such a big game mode that there's so many different ways to play it that it's enjoyable for every kind of audience. If you're the kind of person like me that loves getting fast, intense PvP with lots of rushing and competitive plays, then it's your kind of game. But if it's also a game where you just want to sit back, relax, try and build an awesome castle and defend against other players, you can do that too. So EggWars is honestly the game mode for every kind of person, and I think that's what makes it so popular and lovable by all the players. Obviously, EggWars, I think, was the most recent big update with a whole bunch of awesome changes, with generators starting before games, new shop skins, new generator skins that have come out, some better balances in the shops, and some broken items. EggWars obviously has the biggest community out of every single game mode. That was pretty smooth. I believe a Discord with almost over 1,000 members in it for Cubecraft EggWars scrims. So yeah, EggWars is definitely Cubecraft's most popular game mode by far, and there's definitely some logical reasoning behind why that is. For myself personally, I just absolutely love games that involve fast-paced strategy, so EggWars is a super awesome and fun game for me. You're always trying to plan out your next attacks and how you're going to take down the player's egg and win the battle. It's a game that I could literally play hours on end and honestly not really get bored. I'll usually just end up getting tired of playing, period. Or I have to go do something IRL is usually why I end up stopping. 99% of the time I log into Cubecraft, I'm gonna be playing EggWars, obviously. Alright, goodbye. That poor man got destroyed, holy. Alright, so I don't really have to go too slow on this one. You already know what this is gonna be. It is Cubecraft's best game mode, by far. And now we move on to our last game, Block Wars. So, the reason I left this one for last is actually kind of funny. So when Potato Pie did his tier list, he voted Block Wars as a D rank. He rated Block Wars as the worst game mode out of any Cubecraft game mode, which makes 0 sense to me. So let's go to Block Wars and check out why he voted it D rank and if he was right. So Block Wars has two very different game modes. They have Capture the Flag, which is pretty self-explanatory, and Bridges, which is essentially the person who jumps into the other team's portal the most wins the game. So defend the portal and jump into the other portal, and there's a bridge between the two, so it's kind of like a really fast-paced kind of two-hit fights and stuff. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be doing some... I think I'll do a Bridges game, actually. It has 4 different game modes? Oh yeah, true. 4 different game modes, with a whole bunch of different things: speed boost, low gravity, and overpowered. They're all pretty fun to play. So, the biggest reason Potato Pie said that he didn't rate this game very well is because the players make the game bad. I think he meant that because, you know, it's Bedrock and there's a lot of mobiles, so not everyone is exactly the best player. Meaning it isn't very sweaty, but I don't think that just because the players are bad should affect how the game is rated. Got it. Oh, half a heart clutch. Let's go. But yeah, Bridges is a very fast-paced, technical game mode that involves a lot of thinking and preparation. How did you... Oh my goodness, I actually misplaced that. Okay. They have not... Oh, I was about to say they haven't scored once, but they just did. That's sadness. Oh well. Believe it or not, there's actually a Block Wars... Okay, teammate. There's actually a Block Wars PvP community who hosts Bridges scrims against each other. I haven't actually seen any Bridges scrims personally, but I can imagine they're pretty sweaty, and there's probably quite a lot of techniques that I don't know about, which is pretty awesome. So this game can be technical, and there is 2 ways to play it. You can have the... There's more, actually like 3. There's the obvious rush, get as many points as you possibly can, or you can defend the base, try and make sure nobody else gets to it, or if you're weird, you can farm iron armor. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that in a fast-paced game like this, and lose it all in 2 hits because there is a bridge in the middle of the map. But hey, you do you. If that's what you like, then feel free to do that. But yeah, I think this fast-paced game is super fun to play with friends or alone. Usually, obviously, a lot of the game modes are better with friends. It has a community based around it, meaning that it's very well made, and there is people who grind this and enjoy it. And for everything I'm saying, it also goes to Capture the Flag, okay? I'm not sure if Capture the Flag has its own scrims, like Bridges. It probably does, but I'm not sure. But either way, Capture the Flag is also really well-rounded, super fun, fast-paced game mode that I love to play with my friends when I'm in a party with them. If I'm not playing EggWars or Skywars, I will usually be playing Block Wars. Probably Capture the Flag. I seem to play that slightly more than Bridges, even though I absolutely love playing Bridges. Well, there we have it. The last game mode has been reviewed. Whew! Alright, last one, Block Wars. Where are we going to put this? Well, I can confidently tell you that Block Wars is definitely not a D rank. I remembered even when Potato Pie made it a D rank, literally half the chat was exploding saying what the heck. So, personally, I think Block Wars is an A. I mean, think about it. Block Wars is one of 2 game modes that are big enough to have a competitive community with scrims going around them. There are quite a lot of leaderboard players who grind Block Wars daily, both Capture the Flag and Bridges. And it's a super fun and unique game mode. So, I personally think it is definitely worthy of an A tier. And there you have it. This is the tier list. So, not gonna lie, this kinda looks slightly biased because I'm a Cubecraft player. But let's think about it for a moment. Yes, all the games are in the top half of the tier list. And sure, maybe that is slightly because of my Cubecraft bias, but think about it. Every other server has a ton of minigames, but are they all that good? There is definitely some other Skywars game modes, but are they as good as Cubecraft Skywars? There's not many other Parkour or Lucky Blocks game modes. To my knowledge, there's not many other smoother duels or PvP-based game modes like Battle Arena. Survival Games has a lot of potential. Minerware is OG and a super fun party games game mode, and the 3 on the top don't need any more explaining. So, that's it. That's my tier list. Feel free to screenshot. Don't sell. And, yeah, that brings us to the end of the video. If you watched all the way through, you're an absolute mad lad, because I've been recording for exactly an hour now, and I'm honestly kind of tired. So this is going to take me a while to edit, so if you did watch all the way to the end, thank you so much, it really means a lot. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to smash like if you did enjoy. Don't forget to check out Potato Pie's video on him rating the Cubecraft game modes too. And I'd like to hear, what are your thoughts on how I rated the game modes? What would your tier list look like? Make sure to comment below. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next live stream or video or whatever. Goodbye!